Hey YouTube, I'm knackered after that last video where I attempted to play every single guitar in this room. Well, I didn't attempt it, I managed to. Had problems with the fact it's really hot today, so all the guitars were out of tune. But starting off, I'm just doing this right now and I'll probably get the order wrong, but starting off with this Encore, one of the Indian Encores which I've just set up and done some mods to. So it's got I use these mods because none of the other guitars have it. So I've got a 3-way switch here, which is a coil choice switch for the humbucker. So in the middle is a humbucker, that coil or that coil. This is a master tone. This one here is a Dave Gilmour switch. So if you have got this up at full, it's not doing anything. If you turn it down, it blends in the neck pickup, which gives you outside 15 sounds. This guitar does. Anyway, yes. So actually, I think it did quite well. So number one was Encore Stratocaster, probably the cheapest one in the pile, and then I put the bass down. This was for the very start, before it actually really sort of started. I put the bass down. This is my Schecter 86, something like that. Parts, custom build, whatever you call it. Cool below body, I'll tell you. DiMarzio pickup, Scholler bits, amazing one-piece bird's eye maple neck, which I've just managed to get the truss rod working on. So this is back to being my favourite bass, really twangy. It's got really thin strings on it as well, which is actually quite good for bending. And the Sabbath thing makes it feel more like the purple one. Yep, so that was two. Then I'm pretty sure I went along this wall. So 2002, 2003, it's a 2003 Ibanez RG470. Obviously designed by J-Pax, signed by Billy Sheehan. I put my Mr. Big backstage pass on the back because the scratch it wasn't, so I don't lose it. Basically, that's pretty cool. So I was running this. I think I talked to this. I used this has got a 5-way switch. I used all 5 sounds. So I used the 2 sounds for the 2 split sounds. So it's got triple auto coil splits in it. This one. So in positions 2, which basically just means 2 and 4 are split and split, split and split. So you get positions 2 and 4 in a Strat. Seymour Duncan's, Pearly Dates, Screaming Demon, Invader, the Floyd Rose. That was number 3. Then I went on to my 1986. Another Ibanez, was a Japanese one, so is this one. So we've had Indian, American, Japanese. This is a 1986 RG Roadster guitar series. The first year that Ibanez had edge trims on them, official Floyd Roses. So this has got push-pull pots on it, so you get 2 single coils. I think I did a wee bit of that and a wee bit of messed about with the 2 just stock humbuckers. This is also Pearl, you can't see it, but it's the Japanese Pearl, which is amazing. Yeah, so right, we're on 4. Then we have the Kraken, which the strings on it are really old. There's a few of these that haven't been played enough. The strings are really old. This is hand built by Dave Vaughan for me. Ebony, the most ridiculous, like over ornate flame maple neck, 2-piece Swamp Pash body. DiMarzio Super Distortion, Bill Lawrence something rail thing, 5-way switch. So you get, I did some clean sounds and some, yep. So the Kraken, I'm just assuming that's number 5 then. And then this one, which suffers from bad stringage very much so. It was very quiet. This is my Tempest. I think it was more just if I'd just picked this one up, it'd be fine with it. The strings are horrible. You can feel them. Yes. So this is a 1970 something. I think it's a late 70s. It's got a brass nut. It's got the bullet truss rod. Japanese Strat copy, but this has got like very vintagey sounding pickups. You'll notice how quiet this guitar was compared to all the other ones. That's how really stratty it is. It's only got a 3-way switch as well, so it's because it's that old. But it's just a really nice Strat, really good condition. The only thing is there's a dent there, which is annoying. It's the only bit you see. If that dent wasn't there, you would go, oh, near mint condition, especially since it's 50-year-old, something like that. I do like that guitar. Very nice. And then we went Gibson. So America, India, America, Japan, America, Japan, America. So there's maybe quite a lot of American guitars in. This is a 2013 50s tribute Les Paul that's been sanded down. So this way you can see it definitely does have a mahogany neck and a mahogany body. Very obviously a two-piece mahogany body. And the maple cap. But this is P90s, which I've still not actually fixed because the springs that the pickups on are not strong enough. They kind of, you tend to rest your hand on it. So this is kind of out because I still don't know what to do with it. I kind of like it now though. It's a nice guitar. It's not. There's nothing. Probably my favourite Les Paul I've ever played. And then we went on to the Redstar, which I was worried about because the strings haven't been changed, but they're not that bad for some reason. I must have maybe cleaned my. This was actually much louder than I expected to be. I expected it to be quiet because these pickups are really low. So this is a 1986 Japanese RG140. The same year as that one. Kind of very similar to the Alan Holdsworth model, if you ever look them up. The AH10, basically, they did the same. That's what they did with that guitar and the Steve Vai one. They brought out the Steve Vai one, and then they brought out a cheaper one, which was basically the same, but had didn't have the DiMarzio pickups in it. And so there's one of these you can get, the AH10, they're thousands of pounds, which is basically the same guitar apart from ebony instead of rosewood, and a custom pickup, and this bridge, although it's the same type of bridge, is made of aircraft grade aluminium, not metal, whatever this is made of. This is a fantastic wee guitar. It's probably one of the easiest guitars I've got. It's like, in a pinch, it's like, what are you going to take? What's the most reliable one? This would be one of them because it's got a trem, but it's a really solid trem, like much better than a Strat one, but not locking, which means you don't have to fidget with all that crap. It's got a humbucker in the bridge so you can do all the metal, and then it's got amazing Strat powers. It's also got a coil split as well, a push coil split. So you get all the Strat sounds, plus it's lightweight and easy. So this is basically one of the best guitar designs anyone's ever done. It's maybe not super full of character, but they kind of re-released it. Was it the AZ or AZ? I think American, right? And then I did these ones before I did the ones on the floor, I think. So this is again Japanese 1987 Casio MG510. So this is a MIDI guitar. I didn't plug the MIDI bit in. So basically the MIDI in this guitar is all, it's got the funny pickup, but then it's got a control panel, and in the back it's all computers and stuff. But the actual guitar bit of it, if you just plug it into the guitar, it's just got a Japanese Strat in it. Which, since I noticed that it's got a 22-inch radius neck, my golly does it feel flat. It's like a classical guitar. But it's quite good. It's HSS. I was messed about with I already had a coil split switch, but I made it a coil split and a Gilmore switch, like a three-way one. And it's not the same pickups that are in the wee red one, even though they kind of look the same. But this was my Strat for a while. Why would you need... Okay, I didn't even buy this with the MIDI bit in mind, because the MIDI bit didn't work when I bought it. But I got it fixed. Just a really good Strat. It does have a really weird wide range net. I suppose that's probably something to do with it's probably specifically better for picking up the MIDI pickup. Maybe because the MIDI pickup's flat. Would that be it? So you get a more... I wouldn't even have said the MIDI pickup isn't flat. The MIDI pickup's at a radius. So maybe that's the idea, to try and keep the radius down so that it's a much more even gap between the pickup and the strings. Anyway, so that was the... And the pickups are just stock. Pickups are stock on all of these, apart from if I'll see if they're not. And then I went onto the Corker with its fancy wiring and stuff. I've been playing this an awful lot recently, so this one felt very easy to play. I think there's an element of, especially, literally these guitars, some of them I've not played in months, and the strings are ancient, so picking it up, tuning it, and then doing it like in a minute, and then trying to play a solo on it is not the best way of how you feel comfortable with these things. Yeah, so this is a Corker, you know, but this is, I'm pretty sure there's only one in the world. Same with the Kraken, there's only one of them. All fancy stuff. You probably look this one up. That's a solid piece of walnut burrow and DiMarzios and a 6-way switch, and look at that neck. It's like, oh, amazing, amazing. Yeah. Next, American. Next, another Japanese one. This is a CSL, which Telecaster Custom from '74. because it's still got the original pickups, and they're date coded, which is great. Hey, kind of the same as the Tempest Strat, apart from it's a Strat, you know, made in Fujigen or Matsumoto or whatever it is that makes these things. I think they're Fujigen, but I'm not sure. But this is a lovely wee guitar. It's actually quite light now. Look at it. I didn't even notice there was a back contour. But this is a little bit more accurate than some of the earlier on Japanese Teles. But it's not one, I'll be honest, it's not one that jumped out at me. I've never really desired to have this thing's a 72 custom. It's not one of the ones that look, you know, oh, what kind of guitar, if you could get any guitar. It wasn't this one. But now I get it. I don't know why. Just because it's a really good guitar as well. But I now like the look of it. I'm used to it, and it's like this scratch plate, which I thought was hideous. I don't think it's hideous anymore. I've got used to it. Quite like it. Yeah, so that's great. Right, moving on. I went onto the floor now, and I picked up the Yoshi, which was absolutely phenomenally good for playing there, because I've been playing this the last couple of days. So the strings they're not new, but they've at least been played for a couple of hours over the last few days. So I've no idea what model this is. It's from about 1982, 1983, Japan. It's got the stock pickups, hardtail, got coil splits as stock. But these are excellent guitars if you find one. I've also seen them branded Sigma, and I've seen them branded Grant. But I think it was Yoshi was there for the first. I do like that guitar. Right, I'm going to start putting these back in the order from whence they came. So next we had the Vantage Avenger, which strings on it, ancient, really dusty. Never seen one in this colour before, but it is a stock colour because of the labels below it. So this is the most amazing shade of lilac or purple or something. I don't really know. The video doesn't show up. Yeah, so this has got fantastic pickups in it. I'm not sure what they are. They're just the stock ones, I think. This is a Matsumoto Japan 1982 as well. So we've got coil splits on both on this guitar. I was using as well as just doing the two humbuckers and the single coils on their own, I went for in the middle position where you've got humbucker and single and humbucker and single, which is I think I like it. It's good. I quite like that option. Although the two, it's whether don't know. It's nice having the two. See what's going on. I'm going to start putting these back. That's the Vantage Avenger, and then the next on the list was the Ibanez RG. These are let me give them a bit of a dust while they're out. Yeah, so here's my SG. I dug this out a couple of weeks ago, and it's got decent strings on it, and it's now dusty and sitting in the corner, and I really shouldn't, because it's got strings on it, I should maybe just have the ones on the wall have strings on them. How about that for an idea? Yeah, so all the ones that are on the wall are playable, because that's not playable. The strings on it are too shite. That is playable, because the strings on it are quite decent. Have the Les Paul and the Gibson on the wall next to each other. Next, it was so dusty, it's ridiculous. The Washburn Hawk. This thing, the strings on it are ancient. I've not played it in 6 months. The dust was coming off it while I was playing it. But these are rather fancy guitars. This is one I've maybe put strings on it and then put it up in the tone wars against the Corker. You know what I mean? This isn't even the fanciest one. There's the Falcon is fancier than this. This is just the Hawk, which actually I was in a video. Somebody did a video of the most expensive guitars ever, and for some reason I don't think it's real, but at some point one of the most expensive guitars went for $1 million, which was bought by the Jamaican government, was Bob Marley's Hawk, which is one of these. So it's like the third or fourth most expensive guitar ever sold. And there's no pictures of him playing it, and it's like there's no picture of him even playing a Washburn, so how they knew it was his, I don't know. But they used me in the video. It was like, and I was the only picture they had of a Hawk. They had about 10, like from different magazines and all that, and every single one of them was a Falcon, apart from this one here, which is a Hawk. You can tell by the way it's a 3-piece neck. Well, you can't really tell it's 3-piece, so you can maybe in the back a wee bit. You can see it's got a centre bit, 2 bits. If it's got 5 pieces, it's a Falcon or an Eagle. You do get much cheaper Hawks later on. This is the one with the big scoop in the back. This is the Yamaki built one with it. I mean, I'm saying this is the cheap one. I mean, it would be like, what can you? How expensive can you? How fancy can the other ones be? Look, it's got like a piece of matched wood as a truss rod cover, through neck, three-piece through neck, sustained bridge, brass saddles clamped up, strung like a Telecaster. DiMarzio pick, or not DiMarzio's, are power sustain pickups. Yeah, brass nut, no, wooden truss rod cover. Yeah, these are quite fancy. I did notice I had it slung very low when I put it on, but I wonder if I do the Les Paul thing when instead of wearing the guitar in your front, which you can do with this, if you wear it on your side like a Les Paul, because you have to do that with a Les Paul, it might not seem as big. The neckties not actually that bad. Don't look at the dust. It's disgusting. What a disgusting pup I am. Yes, right. And then I dug this one out from way in the back there. I don't even know why this one's out, but Washburn Force 2. So this is 1983. Last of the Yamakis, possibly. You can't really see it, but my favourite thing about this guitar, it's got that the see-through grain, where you can see the grain of the wood, like you can on the very early Telecasters and stuff like that. I really like that. It's basically just a Strat, apart from it doesn't have this contour, which makes it feel more like a Tele, I suppose, the Tele neck thing. And it's got ridiculous high fret access because it doesn't have a heel. So normally the heel would come up here like this on a Strat. These points aren't the same bit, but it would kind of curve up to here, and then you would have the heel. This one, the neck has got a bit glued onto it, so the neck actually comes in here. So as you can see, the neck's bolted on here rather than behind there, which gives you better high fret access. I think it's more. It's been copied on basses. A lot of basses do this, but not very many guitars. And it's not set up right. That bridge is sitting awfully high, so I need to go in and lower that down, get it set level. But yeah, incredibly good. Right, okay. So we managed to get rid of all. No, I've still got an R2 sitting there. Right, and then I went Paul Gilbert because it moved over here. 2002 Paul Gilbert. Japanese PGM 30. Strings on this are terrible. I had to undo it. It was so far out of tune. So this one did not get a fair go. A couple of these guitars did not get a fair go. That white Strat didn't get a fair go. The Kraken didn't get a fair go. The wee Red guitar did well, even though the strings on it were terrible. It didn't seem to bother. Maybe it's just because I've got so much confidence in that guitar. Yeah, so this has got the DiMarzio Steve Vai Evo pickups in it. And it's got a slightly thicker neck than that one there, but apart from that, it's pretty much the same guitar. A couple of wee things that are different. Switches in a slightly different place. And then I went, nearly dropped it. And then I went, this bass, because by this point I was going, right, I've got to do every single one I can see. So here is my Ibanez RBX 720 RB Roadster bass 720. So yes, it does have a two-a-side headstock, but it's just like a P bass sort of, but it's got that wee hook in it, the same as, see that white one there has, they've got that wee sort of hook here and here to make it, I just didn't have a scratch plate on it. It's actually looking not bad. Put with J-Pack straps. So this one's down tuned to C sharp, which, as I was saying, if I'm using for the Sabbath band, it's also painted to go, you can't see it, Black Sabbath after the end. So the strings are really, really slack in C sharp bound. But I really like this bass. It's got a all brass bridge. I mean, 720 is quite a high number, so I'm assuming it goes like the guitars. That's the wee red one there is a 140, and that's a 5 something. This is a 7, so this must be quite a high up one. It was painted badly. It had been sanded and painted, and then I had an extra pickup put in it, and I basically made this scratch plate. Can you tell? I used to use this in the Sabbath band, but I watched one of the videos back, and because I just used that aluminium tread plate, it looked pure awful that I'd made it. So hopefully by painting it matte black, it won't be quite as obvious that I made it. But I just like, I do, there's something about this bass that's just, it's ridiculously Fender. It's actually, I think the reason I like it is because it's like that, like my Schecter. How much of that is just because it's got the, is it a one-piece maple neck? It does, no way. So it's got a one-piece maple neck. Maybe that's my favourite thing. And then the last one was just because it's sitting over here in the corner, this Grant. Which I did a video of this the other day. This is like the Yoshi sort of grant a shop in Glasgow. Apparently, according to when someone had might be able to get some more information about it. It was the first proper guitar shop, like a modern guitar shop in Glasgow. According to Pat Ian, he said he remembers it when it opened, and he had, you know, it's like when you go into like Guitar now, it kind of looked like that. Whereas before that, it was all, you know, all wood, and folk, they had maybe 2 or 3 electric guitars, and, you know, and then like sort of they sold music books, and they wore like, you know, the open all hours brown lab coat type thing. That was what a music shop was like. Whereas Grant's was apparently the first one that was like pure, whoa, shiny, modern, look, whoa, laser beams, that kind of thing. He didn't say any of those things, but I'm ad-libbing a little bit. Yes, no, but I mean, I love this bass as well. It's a great wee bass. Well, it's a full size. Yeah, so there you go. So I did. It took me an hour. Right, but if you put the 2 videos together, the plan was I was actually going to be playing through that. I was going to play through that Vox, but I think the Vox needs to warm up. And because I was going through so many of my guitars, which I have played before, so I know kind of how to play them, I wanted to keep. I just kept the orange. Also, it meant I could switch thingy on and off. I can just use the rat pedal. So all during the other video, which I don't even think I mentioned, I was clean or through the rat pedal, and I think once for the Strat, because it was the white Strat, because the strings were so old on it, and it was so quiet. I kind of used the Joyo boost thing to try and so you could actually hear it. It's a shame because it's such a nice guitar, this one. Something about a white one. I think if it hadn't been white, I don't think I would have kept it. It was a few years ago, and it was based on, I thought, it says Japan on it. I'll go and play it, it might be alright. Yeah, I'll offer him 20 quid for it. It was like, as soon as I played it, it was like, right, how much is it you want? Oh, and you can buy it, if anyone wants to buy it, if anyone wants an Encore, make me an offer. Which I actually did quite, I thought it did quite well. It started and ended the jam. So, I don't know, I'll put this out at the same time as, I'll put this out now, before I do the jam one, or do I do the jam one first? You can maybe watch them both at the same time, because they're both about, well, that one's about half an hour long, so probably, I could probably edit that to be me talking about it and then playing it. No, that's too much effort. No, that doesn't sound like fun at all. It'd take me all weekend. I've got guitars to build. Rock on!